No, just
Oh. Yours should turn into like a square?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Alright, and I know... Not yet. He's going to stay on mute until I kind of go through this history. This used to be
26.
something... Nice. Let me get through the history and remind me to write those down. This used to be the Charles and Eliza Pinckney Mansion. Their mansion sat in front of this space facing East Bay Street, and Eliza's garden was lined up with Five Church Restaurant over there and came all the way across. And in the back, where all of those vans are parked, it's just kind of weird that they're all SUVs and vans, that's where the servant and slave quarters were for the home. Now, who the hell were these people? Eliza and Charles had a son named Charles. They had a nephew named Charles. That's 3 different Chucks, in case you guys weren't paying attention. That's why we look for secondary clues. So, in the event that somebody hears the name Charles, I need to know which one it is so I know how to address them. They're 3 different people. You guys getting the point, I hope. Now, moving on. The son and the nephew were signers of the Constitution for South Carolina. That's a big deal for us, but I hate politics more than the 3 boys. So, we're going to move on. If I don't give the gentleman that recognition, they will do it for me in a very nasty manner through a spirit box. That's exactly why I kind of do it early and get it out of the way, because we're going to be discussing Eliza, who was in fact a great woman. So, that's why I'm like, holy cow. So, Eliza marries Charles at a young age according to today's standards. So,
New Testament.
I say it that way because if you're going to ask Eliza how old she was when she got married, do not expect numbers from the colonial days that she came from, like 12 and 14, when young ladies got married. Think of today's standards because the husband was over double her age when they married. It was creepy then, it's creepy now. By the way, all you communication device people, this is where I start withholding information. I am not going to be giving you questions here like what color was George Washington's white horse, like what we did over there with the big red barn. Just kind of keep that in mind. Moving on. Eliza marries her husband Charles because her father's over in England. He thinks he's dying. He's trying to bring all of his kids home one last time. Eliza didn't believe he was dying. Instead, she stayed put, right here, got married. It's 1744. You do not get married in that particular year to get a green card. We are not a country yet. She did marry him out of love. This is a true love story, believe it or not.
Love me.
There is nothing horrific about this at all, and we will treat this place with respect while we're here. Moving on. Eliza was correct. Her father did not die right away, and instead he starts sending her gifts from England to where you're standing. One of those gifts happens to be the plant seeds of indigo. That is a plant that makes blue dye, that makes her blue jeans blue. A couple of you actually have it on tonight, because that's how we use it today. Sorry, I look at everybody's pants when I say that part of the line. Everybody looks at me funny. But anyway, when Eliza got her seeds, she didn't know what to do with them. She actually had to learn from her servants and slaves how to keep it going. It's not obviously not warm here all the time. So when she learned how to keep it going, she learned how to make the dye, and then she moved it to a cash crop, got a hold of Dad overseas, and told him that the rice plantations were going downhill. We were going to make a killing with the indigo. And she was correct. Now we have an international businesswoman during colonial times. So, that's the boring business stuff of Eliza. Let's get into the weird shit, because that's why you guys are all here. Here's what's going to happen. With all of the communication devices, I'm going to give you guys sets of focus questions. So, I want you to keep in mind that we are running 3 cameras, my voice recorder, and all of the communication devices. If Rebecca's asking a question, no one might get the answer. We never know where it's going to fall. Even if it was just Mike and Janelle here with me tonight, we would still have at least 2 pieces of communication, because that gives them a little bit more leniency to be able to give us the proper answer. So we're actually going to start off with Noah and Landon. Am I getting the names right now?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So your questions when you guys are asking, I want you guys to focus on the mansion. It's not here anymore. Ask what happened to it. If you get the answer, which I will tell you already, we already got the answer from Rebecca. She already told us. I'm not going to tell you what it is, and hopefully she's not going to just yet either. Hopefully you get the answer again. If you get the what happened, we will often get 2 or 3 numbers from the date of when that occurred. Just so you guys know, you might be hearing numbers on your guys' spirit boxes, but it might be an answer to his question. So just focus on that, and you're going to be looking for Eliza's initials, ELP. The reason why is, I'll actually explain with Mons when we get to that device. Actually, we'll move on to that now. You're going to be looking for Eliza's maiden name. Reason being, she's the second wife named Eliza from Charles, back to back. The first wife, also named Eliza, also has a maiden name that started with the letter L. You're going to figure out which Eliza we have here. Also, keep in mind that your device is kind of a catch-all for all of the other questions. They might ask questions, you might get the answer, so forth and so on. With your 2 red spirit boxes, you guys are going to have the same set of questions as well. So I want you guys to focus on Eliza's death. So she's pretty open about talking about it. The 4 major questions that we will get answers to: how old she was when she died, what she died from, where she's buried, and which president was a pallbearer at her funeral. So again, if you guys decide to go rogue and ask your own questions, no yes, no questions, be respectful. Remember that this is a prominent English woman. She's not going to respond to our slang or coming to a spirit box. She doesn't know what these devices are. To her, they're blinky light boxes. You guys are getting the point. So we are going to spread out. I am going to keep Landon behind with me so I can show him a little bit more about that device. We're going to stay away from the vehicles. It kind of limits us tonight because there's quite a few vehicles in here. But do not go in front of or be filming any vehicle around us. Again, some people like to cut through here to get to their cars. You guys are getting the point. I do a round robin with all of you, kind of see what's going on. You got up to a 26.1. Anything higher than that 26?
No.
So your baseline now is a 25.
Yep.
That blinky light device that I showed you initially only goes to 25.
Okay.
Just so you know now why we don't use it.
Yeah.
Any other major questions on your devices before you guys start spreading out and I keep Landon behind? All right, get to work, everybody. Let's see what we got going on here. Landon, you're going to stick with me. Yes.
Am I still supposed to be shouting things out?
Yeah, I think, yes. But is it like, I wonder how it sounds. Is it just like you hear that, like...
We can trade off.
Okay.
So, like, you have to, like... So it's sweeping through radio channels.
Yes.
So, like, when it's gotten enough to where, like, you can hear something, then it's, like, you can, like, pick it out.
Okay, and then it switches to the next...
Yeah, so it's, like, usually, like, fuzzy. So, like, you can kind of, like, tell when there's, like, beats of, like, it's shifting. You can listen to it first if you want.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, like, every time if you watch the dial shift, you can usually tell when it's, like, cutting and moving. So you can usually hear something through it.
Okay.
It's, like, overwhelming with, like, the amount of sound.
Yeah.
Hello. We're here to learn.
I heard 25.
Oh, all right. What president held a pall at your funeral?
4.
4?
Oh my god.
Well, 4 people did hold a pall, but... How old were you when you died?
How are we doing over here?
We traded.
Yeah.
Traded up?
Yeah, and I heard 25 and 4.
25 and 4. What were you asking? Did you ask anything?
At 25, I don't think I asked anything.
Okay.
But for the
I said
4
hello
but for
first,
the
and
4
then I asked about which president was the pallbearer, and
Okay.
then she heard 4.
Yeah.
Okay. I will tell you... Nah, I'm not going to go into that yet. The number 4 is somewhat relevant. I want something else to kind of match it. To kind of like just verify that that's what it
And I
meant.
am we are supposed to just be shouting it out when we hear it, right? I feel so rude.
Well, when we are, like, if I'm trying to go through the history, I'm going to be like, tone it down a little bit.
Okay.
Just so I can kind of get through the history. Because 1 or 2 of these histories, like this one, is a little bit lengthy.
Okay.
So I try to breeze through some of them, especially when I have, you know, young teenagers here or preteens. Because a lot of times the history doesn't fascinate them like it does for us. So I try to breeze through it so that way they can go to work and play with the gizmos that I give them. But if you're giving me too much, I'll ask you to tone it down, which is perfectly fine. But yeah, I'm sure you're finding like both pieces that I gave you guys like fascinating. And normally, what I would normally do is I would give that open air that showed up like this instead of. But I thought I want to pair this up with that Envoy device, that Ouija board, to just kind of see how it's going to coincide with it. So I don't think I've ever done that before because I normally throw it in with the camera so that way you guys can both listen in, because this isn't always super exciting, especially for as small as it is. It's usually about the video the next day. So and the same thing goes with the thermal imaging camera that Dean's using. Well, actually Erin now. So again, kind of keep that in mind. If I'm not following up with you guys as much, I mean, with this camera, I will be with the Spirit Box, of course. Spirit Box work for me is kind of like my expertise. That's where I really shine. And if I get called to another team to come help out, it's because of what I can do with those. So again, it's kind of, I love putting all the pieces together for you guys and like watching like it unravel and seeing what we actually have. But yeah, nice slow movements out of that guy. And when we regrouped, for me to give you guys all the answers, I'll say give your hands a break, and then you just tap this button right here again.
Cool.
And I could see on the front with a blinking light or a solid light whether you actually have a doubt or not. So.
Sounds good.
All right, awesome.
Okay, he did say that, but I don't remember what questions were we supposed to ask.
We can also just ask other questions. But my social anxiety is like, I feel rude even talking to a ghost. I say that respectfully, ma'am. Are you hearing anything?
Not really.
It's hard to like.
Yeah. Like sometimes I do hear things, but not like.
Yeah, not like enough.
Yeah.
As much as I love this stuff, it does feel like silly. It's like I'm gonna bully ghost hunters when I'm a ghost. You can bully me if you need to, but like only here.
All right. Let's see if Dean's getting the gist of this when I catch up with Dean.
I felt a lot over here. Can you tell me why I felt a lot over here? And when I passed through those gates? Are you hearing anything? Nothing?
Yeah, I hear things, but nothing that makes sense.
Okay. But even if it doesn't make sense, even if it's like a word, it might.
Yeah.
Apparently 4 makes sense. I didn't think that would make any sense.
Yeah.
These people had whole lives.
Okay, I just heard. What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, this does look a little silly, I think.
Yeah.
We just want to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you have to say. What are you doing is pretty significant. Because it shouldn't be like that long.
want to change again?
Sure.
Yeah. Wait.
Like, there we go.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us a bit more about yourself?
Quite welcome. Ah, you gave it back. I didn't know how long that was going to last. Have you heard anything else, Rebecca?
No.
Nothing? Mom, what do you got? It's going to be weird me calling her mom, and she's probably younger than me.
Slice,
But-
hat, slice, hand, suburban, caress.
The hot is still kind of ties in with the fire bit that Rebecca heard earlier. I still want more. It's still like I want something else concrete.
And
to kind of verify.
I heard something when I had it because I asked, do you want to tell me a bit about yourself? And then it said, no one knows how she was feeling.
You might want to go tell Erin what you guys just said and make sure that's going to make sense. I want to see what
Okay. So I asked, do you want to tell me a bit about yourself? And then it said, no one knows how she was feeling.
Oh.
And it said, I should tell you.
Sad. Sad. Trying not to cry right now. Yeah. That's all I know.
Okay.
It's a feeling, huh?
Just a feeling. Just trying not to cry. Interesting. Okay.
okay with that. All right, I think it's time to wrap this one up, kind of show you guys how this all ties together. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's head back over toward the wall.
Turn the cameras off or on?
Yeah, go ahead and give your hands a break on the cameras. That way you guys can relax a little bit. Dean,
I didn't
start with
get-
you.
Do you want us recording?
Yeah, go ahead and hit those record buttons. With this location, you don't need to keep one of us in view, Erin. So this is a place where we have enough foliage where the different temperatures between the brick and the foliage will kind of give us that differentiation. So when other tour groups, just let me start off with a camera disclaimer. If other tour groups are going to come in here, they're going to come out of that ivy wall because there's a little set of stairs that leads to the other parking lot, so don't be startled by them. Or they'll come in the way that we came in. However, we might just get normal tours that are walking all the way through. If tours are walking all the way through, we'll split the seats just like we're doing right now. We'll let them pass through. You guys will lower your cameras. Okay, don't make them uncomfortable. You guys got my point. I appreciate it. Back to spirit boxes. Dean, you got nothing? It's a good thing yours is recording, buddy. Rebecca, did you get anything?
No.
Damn it. All right, boys.
I got cheese.
Cheese all the way?
Yes.
Like spelled out.
Yes.
That's a long word. Cheese doesn't mean anything to me in this location. I'm just like, holy cow, that's what? 1, 2, 3. That's a 6-letter word.
Cheese.
Holy cow. Is it still on there?
No, it was back here coming in.
Thanks.
That's weird.
Do you like cheese?
See? This is me excited again. And did we get anything from the regular spirit box? No? Nothing?
I got a disc.
Oh, you got a new device now. Gotta keep up with you, man. Damn.
Go there,
Kids had everything so far. All of a sudden, Rebecca's not gonna have anything, and Lucas is gonna be down there like with his arms all bundled up. I got this. I got that. So,
Try them all.
all right. What other words did we get along the way?
That
Monse?
was it.
No. What did you get?
Give me the last three terms, the three on the top.
It was just disc. It was
Refuge, satellite, and disc.
Okay, so he's right. This was the only one. That was the only one along the way. Okay, so
It was like over there.
the cheese disc. Sorry, there's no story here at all. Like, it's just so weird. So welcome to Philadelphia Alley, everybody. So if you have you guys been here before? This is kind of a staple for any ghost tour in Charleston, and I believe there's a couple alley tours during the daytime obviously come through here. But anyway, this used to be called Dueler's Alley. So at this point, you're going to hang on to those, and I'll look at them when we're done. Dueler's Alley, because this is where some of the duels used to occur for the city of Charleston. I say some of them because dueling was illegal in the 1700s, so they had to find hiding spots. This just happened to be one of them. So here's how this goes. Again, every ghost tour tells you the same story. I'm giving you a few extra details because of what you guys are doing. You're not just here to listen to stories from me. You're here to actually investigate. Now, here's how this goes. A doctor moves down here from Rhode Island. His name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. For those of you with red spirit boxes, it just so happens to be that they're standing next to each other. If you guys hear the song Brown Eyed Girl while we're here, it's not coincidence. It's part of his name. We get it all the time. Anyway, he moves down here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a bunch of money from her dead parents. She has an attorney helping her out with all of the cash flow that she just got, and the attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after Amanda's money. He tells Amanda, get rid of the doctor. So he comes here to Charleston to prove that he's not after his fiancee's money. On his way into town, he had a coachman that set him up to be robbed and killed. It was kind of like having a really bad Uber driver in today's times. So, somebody was walking by, seeing what was about to happen. Somebody walking by, his name is Ralph Isaacs. I stopped slowly on him. He has the same initials as where the doctor came from, Rhode Island. We were getting RI all the time on regular spirit boxes, so I bought Landon's device, the Ouija board. I wanted to make sure I had specific letters. I will tell you, in the year that I've had that device, we've had RI show up about half a dozen times in the year that I've had it whenever I bring up Ralph. So you're looking for RI specifically, Landon, just so you know, in that order. So anyway, Ralph tells the doctor, dude, I know this guy, the coachman that's trying to kill him. He's going to try to kill you. Come with me. I got friends at 59 Church Street. You can rent a room from them, and you'll be safe. Good to go. Doc took him up on the offer, and the two gentlemen became friends. And the longer the doctor stays here, the more money he's making. He's proving his point. It's not after Amanda's money. It's making his own. Amanda gets wind of this, and she's moving down, so that way they can be married. Dr. Ladd knows she's coming down and becomes known as the Whistling Doctor. Here's why I hate this story so much. Every haunted city you're ever going to visit has a cliched whistling ghost. Ours just happens to be a doctor. We're going to get to these whistles because there's actually some legitimacy to this one. Moving on of why there's a duel. Dr. Ladd and Ralph go see plays together. They can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. He gets better seats. Now, on the way home from seeing Richard III, they are arguing over the actress they just saw. Dr. Ladd thought she was great. Ralph didn't. The argument turns into Ralph insulting the doctor's fiancée, Amanda, back home in Rhode Island. It got really ugly. They went their separate ways. But Ralph has friends. He goes to the newspaper and places an ad in the paper telling the whole city of Charleston what he thinks of the doctor. Kind of a, you're a disgrace to society kind of mentality. Doc saw the ad in the paper, but rebutted with, let's go to Dueler's Alley. We're going to settle this. Somebody's going to die. Keep in mind that this stupid argument started over an actress. Just kind of keep that all in mind. They came down here. They took their 10 paces away from each other after they were back to back. They turned. The doctor pointed his gun in the air and shot his one shot. He didn't want to kill his friend. He just needed the courage to show up to the fight, which is often what happened at a duel, by the way, back in those days. But Ralph has his one bullet left, and he puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. Doc doesn't die. He fell to the ground. His friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street, where he died 10 days later after refusing medical treatment. November 2nd of 1786. I'm going to point out two things. First off, it's 1786. Gunshot wounds back then are a lot different than what we know of them now. Secondly, he is a doctor. He probably just thought he had lead poisoning and tried to bleed it out himself. But obviously he failed. Every ghost tour tells you to listen for the whistles while you're here. Do you hear how quiet it is right now? It is always this quiet. Unless, of course, there's a bunch of other tours down here. However, even on a busy Saturday afternoon, this is what it sounds like. It's creepy, it's eerie, but this is one of the most beautiful places in all of Charleston. I want you to keep in mind we have 3 cameras running plus my voice recorder. If we're going to capture an actual disembodied whistle, it will come through one of those devices. Secondly, 2 red spirit boxes, especially the one that's recording that Dean is using. We have dozens and dozens of times have the whistling part of a song and then the word doctor immediately after from a commercial. Doctor happens all the time. I can't even count how many times it's actually happened. So it's just him saying hello. Remember that Doc Ladd is going to be following us to our next location. I will be honest, he follows us to our last location as well. I'll explain that once we get there and why he does that. I don't believe in ghosts being stuck anywhere. They have preferences the same way we do. So if you're going to try this on your own, by the way, and listen for the whistles by using your voice recorders because you're not with me and walk all the way through the alley, just remember that every local knows this damn story. Anybody walking up and down Cumberland Street or Queen Street, we all throw a whistle down the alley. I do it every single day. My garage used to be over on that corner. My office is this way. 3, 4 o'clock in the morning after I'm done uploading the data for the night, I would always pass the alley and throw a whistle down the alley, especially since I've been thrown out of here. Let's talk about that, because that's the fun part of the story, and the boys are looking up like he's laughing at me already. So let's get into this. The alley, this will also show you the extent of my research. The alley didn't come all the way through that way. There was a wall up there, about halfway between us and Cumberland Street. The reason why is because this used to be called Cow Alley before it was Dueler's Alley. I'm giving you a timeline going backwards further. Reason why is because this is where they kept the livestock. Cows, chickens, and goats were down here. They had to keep them penned in. What does that mean? That means that the bricks down on that side are older than the ones we're standing on. Those bricks are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There's a full handprint of a slave child in one of those bricks down there with fingerprint swipes and others. I used to take my groups all the way through for a history lesson. That kid's not there, guys. I treat that brick the same way I do a grave. He's not there. He's probably hanging out with his mom somewhere. So, November 26th of 2020, I took my entire group down there for that history lesson, nothing paranormal. They're all huddled around that brick. I'm trying to shoo them along because I know nothing's going to happen. And secondly, I'm trying to be respectful to the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. We're right outside his dining room window. He was not happy with us. He came out screaming. My daughter, who was on the tour that night, and she was probably about Landon's age at the time, she thought it was hysterical because her dad's getting yelled at. You guys are getting the point on that one, right? So we moved on. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on Thanksgiving. I worked in upper management for Walmart for over 10 years, and you all like to fight over towels on Thanksgiving. I've been scarred for life on Thanksgiving. I stay home. So the next day, I called my partner that I had, and I told him what happened with the neighbor. He laughed at me just like my daughter did. He said, dude, you're only allowed to go down halfway. Otherwise, it is residential. Reroute your group. The problem was the rest of my tour was that way. So now I have to reroute my group this way. What I told them, because I'm sold out again for Black Friday, I don't believe in the next story, guys. I've never had anything happen over there. I'm a vampire guy. I'm not into pirates. We're obviously talking about pirates next, in case you didn't figure that out. And before we left, somebody with a spirit box heard the name Anne. I didn't tell them which pirate we were going to be discussing. The female pirate, Anne Bonny. So I was like, oh, damn, maybe we're going to get something. I took them around the corner, told them what I did know about pirates, which wasn't much. Somebody else with a spirit box, here's the number 300. I don't know. We were there November 28th of 2020, and Bonnie's trial for piracy, November 28th of 1720. The exact 300-year anniversary of her pirate trial. So I was like, well, damn it. So I was actually kind of ticked off. Let me explain. Master's degree in creative writing, everybody. When I'm writing fiction, journalism, anything, especially when I'm doing this, I need facts and data. Pirate stories come from pirate lore, which was written 100 years after the days of Blackbeard. That's a problem. That means I have to read more books on pirates than I've ever had to in my entire life that I ever wanted to. I've played more video games on pirates, watched more documentaries on pirates than I've ever wanted to. I hate to say I'd be kind of a pirate expert at this point with the focus of Anne Bonny, but you never know. We'll see what actually pops up when we get up and around the corner. It is a 50-50 roll of the dice if she'll actually be there. I'll explain once we get there, but of course, with all paranormal activity, nothing is guaranteed. I have no idea what's going to happen once we get over there. The other piece is, it's kind of an odd space. So if she's there, we'll be able to explore like what we did over at the Pinckney Mansion space, but you're going to hopefully get things from Dr. Ladd as well. A lot of people forget about some of the details of Dr. Ladd until they hear them. And I'm like, oh, that's because that was his address, or so forth and so on. I've also held back things about Dr. Ladd that I didn't want to tell you yet. I also like to tell you about the gate before we leave, because not a whole lot of people know why this gate is actually here. It's just a fun little fact about Charleston, and makes it nice and creepy of why we're standing in front of it. Remember I told you the alley didn't go all the way through that way? If there's a loser to the duel this way, this is the shortcut to get to the cemetery on the other side of this wall. Otherwise, they got to carry the dead body all the way down to the end, and you can all see how long it is, and they got to double back with the dead body to drop them off at the cemetery before they could go celebrate the winter with a pint. The wrought iron that you see on this gate, obviously, is the gate itself. Was probably put there in the early 1900s, but you can see that the archway is definitely part of the original wall. I just like to point this out because no other tour, I think, here in Charleston is going to tell you about this gate, and I still can't find the damn website where I found that information. So keep that in mind. It's just an interesting piece. Have we heard or seen anything before we leave this space?
I heard hello to you when you mentioned Anne for the first time.
And then you kind of had a look on your face about Anne Bonny. Do you know her tale?
No.
Okay. Okay. All right. Anybody else? I know you guys were on mute.
Oh yeah, I got a lot.
Lucas, spit it out, man. What you got?
Okay, so I got hard, shepherd, Carrot, shepherd, terrific, original, finished, horses, intermate, and give me like 2 seconds ago.
Intimate.
Same thing.
Intimate?
Give me.
Yeah, that kind of goes with the whole Anne Bonny tale. If it gets a little dirty on that thing, I apologize ahead of time because Anne Bonny can get nasty. So we get all kinds of things. Yeah, I still want more with it. It's still a little too vague. Dean, did you get anything on yours? I know you're like laser focused on me, which is perfectly fine. All right, so we could definitely unmute your spirit box as we're kind of walking up. And are we ready to learn about Rated R Pirates? Sure. Nobody got my dad joke? I'll enhance it. Are you guys ready? Now, if the letter R is not a pirate's favorite letter, what is it? It's not, that's not the punchline, but everybody keeps saying that. It must be the C. The first time somebody said I to me it was just a few nights ago, and I'm like, that's actually better than the true answer. And then I get it again. Good job, guys. Let's go do pirates. So, all right, Doc, go follow us.
Did you say to stop filming?
What?
Did you say to stop filming or something?
I think so. I think you can.
Okay.
So the closer you get to those bushes up there, we do have 2 electrical poles or transformers that are pretty low and parking meters on the other side, so you'll probably read a 4 to a 6 over there, so I don't count any of that crap either, just so you guys have that idea. Cameras, by all means, get those things up and running. We're going to cover this history, and then we will be able to fully explore the space. So, build. Oh, we are going to be talking about that little tiny building over there, so it's kind of a vague reference. We'll see what else we get. And Erin, you don't always have to keep that one directly on me. I know, don't get me wrong, I'm fine with the limelight. Yeah, you could scan around. We have some foliage in here, so that might help you out a little bit. What do you got now? I was hoping it was going to be something ironic of why he was asking what that meant. Sorry, wordplay guy. I do it all the time. So this place is, we're going to be talking about that little building with crosses. Those are not crosses on that building, by the way. Those are earthquake bolts. If you don't know what those are because you haven't taken other tours in Charleston, they're turnbuckles. So in the event that, would you get on there now? He needs to calm down. Not him, like the ghost, if he's starting to come through, because he's talking about him.
Somehow also no.
Okay, see what happens. And then just for giggles, for my own sake, let me know if you get the letters HP in a row or the letters SHH, like somebody shushing you. So just kind of let me know if you see that on there, okay? We'll see what happens. Sorry, bleed over. This, again, the curse of knowing like who's nearby kind of mentality. Because we have a ghost that'll like intrude from on the other side of the powder magazine, and then we have a ghost from across the street that likes to say, "Oh shit, Nick's here. Well, let's go over and chat." So that's kind of how it goes. All right, so back to the earthquake bolts. In the event we have another earthquake, like what we did in 1886 that I talked about earlier tonight, which we have not, by the way, you could tighten the turnbuckles, and it's supposed to tighten the building so it doesn't incur any further damage. It's a great idea, it just doesn't work, and I can like see Mike's befuddled brow, like, oh my god, how does that work? So again, it doesn't work. The only reason I bring them up is because that's the first set of earthquake bolts that Charleston ever put in. They're part of the reason of why we're here. You guys have seen them all over town. It's part of our Charleston charm. Like even the apartment building behind it has the peach squares on every single floor. Those are all earthquake bolts. So it's just a concept. But anyway, here's how this goes. The reason why that's the first set is that's the oldest government building in South Carolina. It was finished in 1713. We're here simply because Anne Bonny would recognize the building. It's from her era. It was being constructed at the same time she was coming here to start her new life. So follow me on this one. There's a few twists. I will slow down on the twist, but I will breeze through the rest because there's a lot of information here, and pre-teenage boys never get like fascinated with pirate stuff unless, of course, it's dealing with swashbuckling Blackbeard, right? So 1708, a young lady moves here from Ireland. Her name is Anne Cormac. She comes here with her father and his mistress. The mistress is Anne's mother. Are you guys with me so far? Mike, you got it? Yep. Seeing that kind of like turn your head, got it? Yep. So the three of them are running away from her father's angry wife. How mad was the wife that she kicked him out of the damn country? So I normally say, gentlemen, be nice to your ladies, they'll kick you all the way up to Canada, and we have planes in these days. They didn't back then. Anyway, they landed in Georgetown. So that's between us and Myrtle Beach. Dad bought a plantation in Georgetown, Mom died pretty quickly. That means Dad is now sending young Anne down here to Charlestown to sell things from that plantation to help keep things afloat. Hence why we're here, the familiar building. So let's take a step back to Ireland for just a second. Can I have you mute that? I'm like trained to. No, you're good. I always want to listen to the spirit box when it's on, which is the other reason why you guys are using headphones. But that one, with the way it works, can't use them. But anyway, so back in Ireland, Anne was said to be a badass even when she was 7, 8, 9 years old. So, Lucas, how old are you?
10 right now.
10 right now. So he was 9 just not so long ago, everybody.
I was 2 years old.
But picture somebody his size killing a servant with a knife to the belly.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the kind of rumor that went on about her. By the way, the rumor on that is that she was 7, 8, or 9. This is pirate lore. Nothing is exact. You guys get the point. Moving forward, the building's done in 13, but by 1715, pirates are starting to come through Charlestown. Anne is stoked. She's going to fall in love with one of these dudes, so that way she can fall in love and earn her freedom, right? So first guy she fell in love with, and I said first that way is because there's a handful. We're going to go through them, hence the word intimate that showed up earlier. You guys are getting the point on that one. First guy is James Bonney. You already know where this one's going, right? Dad didn't approve. He's a filthy pirate. They ran away to Jamaica. They got married. Anne Cormac is now Anne Bonney. That's where the pirate name came from. However, when she gets down there to Jamaica and she's married, she realizes her new husband is not the Captain Jack Sparrow that she was hoping for. This guy turns out to be a privateer. That makes him a spy for the British. He's a coward. This isn't who she wants. She falls in love again. Guy number 2, John Rackham. Everybody calls this guy Calico Jack. This is the guy they based your Johnny Depp character off of, in case you were wondering. Now, Calico Jack has his own ship. He has his own crew. Anne wants to be part of the crew, but you can't put a female on a pirate ship because it's bad luck. I'll be honest, I normally throw that question back to you guys just to make sure you're paying attention, but I didn't want raunchy answers in front of the underage group. So, we're going to move forward. Anne wants to be part of that crew, so Jack makes a deal with her. If you want to be part of the crew, you got to dress like them. You look like a guy, you're part of the crew, but you're going to be a female in my quarters. She's okay with this. The reason why is Dad used to cross-dress her as a boy apprentice back home in Ireland to hide her from his wife. She gets it. It's a man's world. So,
Like they were cousins? He's got the word cousin on here.
I got a lot of words when you're talking. So I got newspaper, count, hay, instinct, itching, sun, senate, northern, occupied, meeting card.
Occupation, need, and cousin.
the cousin is interesting. I want to see if something else pops up with
I
that.
felt too.
It's actually to a story we've already talked about. One of the Charles Pinckneys, because they were both cousins. One of them is very, very close. So where was I? Oh, she's okay with being a boy, right? But most of us are adults here. Put 2 and 2 together. She is a female in Jack's quarters. She's eventually going to get pregnant. You cannot have a pregnant pirate dude on the crew. Somebody's going to figure out that she's a girl. So before she starts to show her pregnancy, he drops her off in Cuba. Go have the baby here with these friends of mine. They'll help you out and come back later. We'll figure it out. She goes and has that baby, returns without a baby. We have no idea what happened to this child, by the way. So she also comes back dressed as a female. This makes Jack pretty angry. Now everybody's going to know he let a girl on the pirate ship. So to make him even more mad, she's going to go flirting with the pirate crew he just captured. They're down below deck. Guy number 3, in case you guys were losing track. Guy number 3 turns out to be a female, dressed like a male, trying to be a pirate, part of the crew that Calico Jack just captured. Hopefully you guys are getting that point. This young lady's name is Mary Reed. She went by Mark Reed to become a pirate. Now, Anne and Mary became friends for sure, maybe lovers. We're not really sure because of the time frame. But the British find out where they are. They send a whole fleet of ships to take down one pirate ship. The rumor is that Anne and Mary were the only 2 pirates not drunk enough to come up and fight with 1-bullet flintlocks. So obviously, 2 ladies with 1 bullet guns cannot take on a whole fleet of Navy ships with cannons. By the way, the 2 ladies can't use cannons because they haven't been pirates for very long. So they get arrested. As they're being arrested, Anne looks at her captain and beau, Calico Jack, and she says, "I'm so sorry to see you here, but if you would have fought like a man, you would be hanged like a dog." The word dog shows up a lot on your communication devices. We've even had barking as we've entered the space, and nobody knows that part of the story yet. Moving forward, the judge wants to see the 2 quote-unquote men that fought back so valiantly on their own. He's already tried and hung Calico Jack and the drunk pirates that wouldn't fight. They're dead and gone. The 2 ladies go in front of the judge and reveal their gender, hoping to save themselves. The judge doesn't give a damn that they're female. They're still pirates. He's still going to hang them. They scream out, "We plead our bellies," which means they're claiming to be pregnant. You can't hang a pregnant woman in 1720. It's illegal. So he sends them both back to jail, delays the hanging. Dad is still up here in South Carolina with all of his Irish money. He bails out Anne and brings her home. She remarries. That's husband number 2, but guy number 4. We're going to count married because we don't really know. She has 4 children, dies at the age of 84. Very abrupt ending because we don't know anything about her after her pirate career. That's fact. Everything I've told you just now is a matter of all the resources I've read. It had to be a minimum of 2 resources for me to be able to count it as being truthful, or at least partially truthful. Mary Reed died 5 months later in that Jamaican jail from whatever pirates died from in a Jamaican jail. Now, I'm not going to control the environment like what I did with the prominent English woman. This is a kick-ass female pirate. You guys can ask whatever the hell you want to here. However, I will tell you a few things that I left out on purpose, just so you have something to work with. I didn't tell you the name of Anne Bonny's parents. That's the father and the mistress. I also didn't tell you the name of Calico Jack's ship, the city where Anne grew up in Ireland, and the color of her hair. Everything else is fair game. I usually tell you guys, like, if you smoke and drink rum, by all means, let's have a good time. That'll try to, probably attract her even more. This is the space to be able to do that. So we are going to spread out. We only have 3 cars in here. You kind of know the rules with the EMF readings going on with that. The largest orb I've ever caught in this has been at this location. 14 years of ghost hunting, it's been here. And it was large and intelligent. Like, came towards me, turned, went up, and disappeared in frame. So again, it wasn't a bug, wasn't an insect, and it was bigger than my head. I didn't even know it was there. I caught it in the review. So it's a very interesting space for sure. So you're definitely going to be unmuted in here. Have you seen those initials of anything that I just gave you? That would be the HP or the SHH? Nothing yet? Very interesting. Camera's up and running. Listen in on the spirit boxes. We'll do some round robins and see what we can get. What else you got? I want to see, because I know he's got stuff to say.
Yeah,
Let's do it, man. Let me see it.
Paul? I think it was Titan. Did that in the house.
Are you hearing anything?
What?
Do you hear anything?
Nothing like.
Oh. No, I'll play, but I can't. Okay. Okay.
I got money. You got money?
Oh.
Did that startle you?
Uh-huh.
Huh?
Did you say something to me? Or
No, I'm just trying to talk. See
Okay.
if
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you said something to me.
I'm opening the space while we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've just kind of been in my own world.
I don't know
and
who
just
Victoria
like
is.
What?
Nothing. Did you hear something?
Huh?
Did you hear something?
No.
Do you mind if we switch? Do you mind if we switch again for just a second?
What?
Do you mind if we switch again for just
Yeah.
a second? Thank you.
Yeah, I want to play with this. You're welcome. Can you show yourself to me from here? Did you used to attend here? Apparently there's a graveyard back
Alright, how
there.
we doing with this gearbox this time?
Not hearing anything over here.
Dean's just struggling in general. So, like, Dean just has a hard time, and some people do.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just really struggling with trying to, like, get the gist of what to listen for and how
Yeah.
to listen to it. And again, to you guys, it seems fast. To me, it's super slow.
Yeah.
It's at its slowest level.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard
I'm not
other
sure
ones.
If I pushed the wrong button because it's
Yeah, now
not.
it's not doing anything. There you go.
Okay. Thank you.
You got it back.
Thanks.
But yeah, if you guys, I mean, I would tell you that Erin kind of had something come to her, and she
Yeah.
didn't know what it meant.
Okay.
It actually was relevant to Dr. Ladd. So we're going to kind of see if
Okay.
anything else pops up with that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you which part of that, but you'll hear later on with the voice recording.
Does it help if you put that up?
I actually have you guys keep it in.
Okay.
It's still attached just to get
Okay.
enough reception, otherwise it gives you too much.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
you don't want to hear the whole Toyota commercial. You
Yeah.
just want to go buy a Toyota today.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a lot of people are like, I'm not hearing anything. I'm like, put that thing in there. What are you
Okay.
doing?
Okay.
Let's follow with the voice. Oh, can you give it another shot?
Generations.
Yeah, I'm horrible with I'm more of a sight guy. I do. I'm more of a sight guy. Visually.
So what was the things that were going after dinosaurs?
Brown eye?
Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd.
Brown.
Give it another try. I'm thinking red is her hair. Well, yeah, you got the cliche down, right? Yeah, you'd be correct. Red hair is pretty nice. But she also heard don't lose. I think we got more Dr. Ladd stuff going on here than anything else.
Oh yeah.
What's on the word list right now? Anything crazy? What does mom have now at this point? The EMF meter still?
Yeah, she's still got the EMF.
Alright, go do it. Mom's in her own little world too. What you guys do? You guys kick her out?
Yeah.
Look, she's over there running.
5'7"? 5.7. Take a 5'7". Like, that's exciting here, man. This is not the Pinckney Mansion for sure.
You know why she got kicked out? She didn't believe
We will not be able.
So I kicked her out.
I don't believe it either, not until I have it on film.
That was, we will not be able.
We will not be able?
Can you show yourself? Or say something to someone in the group? So we know who's with us.
Yes, you got anything? Okay. Remember, it's all the silly things that you're going to hear too. You never know what's going to stick.
Yeah.
But I feel like everything we have that's been told to me so far, it's more like Dr. Ladd's given us any more stuff than Ines. That's the thing about. I was actually going to take out Philadelphia Alley this year, believe it or not, but the dude keeps following me. Like he goes everywhere with me.
What is that?
Well, I think he gets tired of because every ghost story's been telling his story for like 30, 40 years. You know, because they all go down there. So I think he finally found somebody he can actually talk to. So he just kind of comes along.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with, but I like to change up my route. You know, I can't just
you
keep
get
going to the
something?
same spots every year.
No.
What is it?
No, you're using the wrong one.
It can be ridiculous.
Huh?
Did you catch something?
I heard something, but I just couldn't understand it.
Okay.
It was too.
Yeah, that's the tap. Alright, pretty sure I got a I love you. Okay, they look excited when they're rushing on me. Like, yeah, Erin?
Every once in a while, like,
Pretty vague.
Pick and 30? Huh? So you got pick and 30? Hair. And hair. Hair 30 pick. Hey!
Nobody got the hair color yet.
What?
You guessed it, but nobody heard it. And everybody thinks that it's a walkie-talkie for the head. I just caught him too. Everybody does it. It's okay. Mom, you got anything else over there?
10.1. What?
Whoa.
Where's your phone?
Right here? Is that too close?
I would test it. Put your phone next to it. See if it gives you the same type of reading.
No, 3.8. 36.8.
Yeah, that's your phone. 36. Yep. I'm going to count that 10 as part of your phone.
Okay.
I'd say that's like astronomically high for this location. The highest we've ever seen here has been a 12, and that was like a year ago. How old? Like, that's why when you said 10, I'm like, really? Like, I get excited about 2.5. Like that 5 you had?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty decent. That's definitely not
when it
good.
was so
Yeah, your cell phone is going to give double digits for sure. Ines, anything else? Going once? Going twice? Erin, you got anything? Nothing? I got I love you that popped out of there. What are the letters that you have on there right now, Landon? Just give me like the last 4 or 5.
HGRFD.
Yeah, a whole lot of nothing.
I might have heard preliminary. I don't know. I just was like, did I hear that? I don't know.
There. Another goes from across the street. Hang on.
Oh,
460.
that was scary.
I think I had 84. It was 80, and I think 4 after it.
Do you remember how old?
Oh.
She was 84 when she died.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Anne was.
Oh, wow.
So 1698 to 1782. 84 years old.
Yeah.
The word baby could be tied in a lot of ways until I have something else to verify. It could be the Anne Bonny missing baby. It could be the baby story from across the street, which I don't always tell. Nothing else coming out of yours, Noah?
No, but I did ask how old were you when you died.
Oh, so there we go. We have the answer. Alright, I'm going to see if we're going to call it on this one. What do you guys think? Yeah, because there's not really... Did you have anything else coming through? Nothing else. Like, we got a lot of Dr. Ladd stuff here. So, the Brown piece that came through, they didn't know what that was. The name Amanda was heard. So that actually came from Erin. The words "don't lose," that makes me think of the duel. Like, don't lose the damn duel. It's a vague stretch, but again, with everything that was said, kind of makes sense. The 84 is definitely Anne Bonny because Dr. Ladd died in 86, not 84. And again, I like things to be exact. So again, if it said 83, I'd be like, close but no cigar. You know, that's the kind of mentality that I keep behind it. I think he had more Dr. Ladd things coming through than anything else. I forgot to write down. I'm going to write down the other name you told me too, just in case. I'm going to look up that other name too, just to see if there's a tie. Okay. I don't know what it is. She had the name Victoria. I don't know who that is, but the name Amanda definitely makes sense. All right, let's go over to that wall over there. I'm going to give you guys all the answers to the Aunt Bonnie question, and we're going to explain the next location, because it's going to be a little bit different than what we've been doing, just so you guys have that idea.
Do you want to have it?
It's up to you. Do you want to keep it for a while?
If you're okay with it.
What's cheating? She heard it, but now... So I guess we start off with, remember the heated warning I gave you guys at the top? And the minute you start hearing things, just start talking. Don't forget to talk. I'm getting you set up while we do this. So I wanted to get them taken care of because there's 2 of them and only 1 of you. Let's see.
That's gonna help you a lot too.
Hi, all melted together.
It's okay.
All right,
I'll be
you're going to
fine.
see images. Tell me what the images are. If you see 3 people on a bench,
Wait, so...
tell me what they are. This is not going to be a 3D like your video games, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so it's just going to look like a picture floating there, all right? You're just going to tell me what the picture is as it's floating in front of you. And be short. So if it's just 3 people on a bench, you don't have to tell me all the things unless I'm asking those kind of questions. Just say 3 people on a bench. And I'm going to be able to show what all of these images are of what he's seeing before we part ways. That's kind of the fun part of it. You guys will be able to see it. It's just fun to watch their descriptions and then watch what actually turns up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I was like...
I'm going to need to see that headset so I can slide this in there. And all you're going to do is look straight ahead. If it's blurry, this is your focus. See where my finger is? You're going to turn that dial on your own. So that way you can see more clearly, okay?
So that I can hear what's on here and not
Yes.
what he's
Yes.
saying.
Hear me listen.
We had some, like, Pat, we
Where are you
were
going?
supposed to
Yes, sit down.
start.
Yeah. Put those
I
on.
don't know.
Alright,
Yeah.
we're excited.
Okay. All right, ladies, you good?
Scared.
So we just turn this up so we can't hear you,
You got
right?
it.
Okay.
Got it. It's
I
now
see the
11.
galaxy.
Scare?
Yeah. You're always going to see the galaxy, Lucas. Let me know. Just look straight ahead. Don't move around too much. I know that's going to be hard for you.
Galaxy. Ooh.
Okay, ladies, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, turn up your volumes and leave them there. Ladies, what color is a blue banana? Perfect. Henry Timrod, if you are here, I got two ladies on the bench, and this is Lucas.
I have to turn it up a little bit.
Yes.
There we go.
This is Lucas that's using the green box tonight. He can see whatever you want us to see. Henry, if you're here, can you give us something about your occupation, please? Anything about your occupation? Make sure you're blinking. Yep. Henry?
Glorious freedom.
Is that what you fought for? That's a yes/no question, Henry.
I see like the moon.
See a moon? Trying not to film anybody, Mike. There's a bunch of crowds coming through here. Henry, I know there's a lot of people coming through here right now. Can you tell me what these people are wearing, Henry? They're all wearing about the same thing.
Part of their mission.
Okay, what's part of their mission? What are they wearing right now? Henry? Let me know if you guys get like the words black, white, and all these guys wearing tuxedos. Henry? What's going on? Who are all these people that are in here? Let's get something real time.
I just like see circles and moving.
Okay, you're just gonna see the galaxy for a little while. If you see a picture, let me know. Anything different than that galaxy? Okay, Henry. We got a lot of people in here, Henry. I know you don't normally care for this, especially when we're trying to communicate.
A decade or more?
Henry, we're looking for verification that you're here. Can you just give us a little bit of something about your occupation, or maybe tell us about the people that are here? What are they wearing? Large group of people here. Why are they here?
I see two women who has lipstick on. I see two
Sorry,
women.
what did she say?
The instructions.
I see two women.
Two women?
Or more.
March.
Henry?
Communications are for.
Henry? I'm looking more about your occupation. Can you give us more about that? I don't know who these women are that are in the picture.
Part I can hear. I can hear the question, so
Henry? Henry, we're getting a sound out of the church. Can you tell us what we're getting out of the church? What sound is that?
843.
That's our area code, guys. That's where that was. It's like the word Charleston. We're going to get it on Charleston radio stations all the time. So 843 is a common thing. Henry, we just heard a sound out of the church. Can you tell us what that is? Henry, are all these people here bothering you? Wow, they're really struggling. And again, it is normally not this noisy in here at all. Like, normally I have the park to myself.
Shake.
All those people are near your monument over there. How does that make you feel? you questions I don't normally ask, Henry. I'm looking for a conversation. Can you give that to me? These people are over there all near your monument that honors you. Joking and hooting and hollering around.
Return.
Figured that would keep them occupied for 10 minutes. We help you out with something, man? We're doing the Estes method.
The what?
It's ghost hunting.
That's fucking sick.
I got an image.
What do you
In all
got?
the places.
I got like red.
You gotta speak up a little bit, buddy.
It's like red. It's tall.
1971.
It's like. It's like moving too.
Well, if you gotta, I know it's gonna look like it's moving, but it's just generating. So just try to look straight ahead. He said red something. I don't know what.
There's steps there.
There's like white layers and it's like red on.
And then I had 1971 come out of this. I don't know what 71 means out of any of this, but it's definitely a specific number.
All these things.
I know Erin's like struggling over there.
She was taken out of.
Okay, Henry, are you looking to speak about your wife tonight? I was just trying to have a conversation with you and not go after all the details.
And I heard, and now the cows. Not right.
Henry, did somebody come here with you? Henry, did somebody come here with you? Good response. I just don't know if it's valid.
So am I.
Henry, we're going to run out of time here shortly.
Come on, Henry.
Something that's required.
What's required? Henry, did you bring Dr. Ladd here with you? Henry, can you give us another image through the green box? Maybe show you how you're feeling instead of...
February? This month?
What about February? Is that somebody's birthday that I need to know about?
200? Nobody will give you. Oh, that was loud. Nobody will give you.
Henry, do you want us to leave? Do you want us to go home? I know you don't normally like all the chaos that comes in here.
790?
I got an image of two horses like walking.
Two horses? Henry, whose horses are these?
It's like trotting around.
Henry?
You're right.
Whose horses?
You're right. Nobody will say.
She did say the word right, even though it may have been out of context. I mean, I always ask about his occupation. Because they could say right or left. And even though it's right or left, not meaning the word right, you guys are getting the point, I hope. It's too far away from the question for me to count it as
When I'm
anything.
walking,
Yeah, they're all leaving, Henry. What do you got going on there? Henry, everybody's gone now but us. I did ask about whose birthday was in February. Rebecca's really struggling with this. Henry, if you want us to go home, just give us the word home and we'll wrap it up. But I do want to try to give this another minute. I want to try to give this another minute since we are pretty much interrupted a good half of this.
Back in myself, something like that.
Okay, so Henry, welcome back then. Tell me about the word February. Is somebody's birthday in February?
Coalition. Shoot. 100. Race car.
Okay.
now you customers.
I feel like we got a whole lot of nothing going on. and I'm
First,
interested to
107.
interested to see the images that Lucas has. So family members, let's go ahead and tap the blindfolded on the leg. Lucas can hear me.
Oh.
I'll take my phone so we can see these images. First off,
I
ladies.
sound like a crazy person.
No, how do you guys feel?
None of these words make sense.
That you know of. You guys feeling okay? Here's the recorded one. So Erin, there's a button next to your volume. I want you to slide your button in the opposite direction. I can help you out.
Thank you. I don't know my.
Turn off. Perfect. All right. So